Before you achieve anything in this world, before success, before wealth, before clarity, before peace, you must learn to face yourself, not once, not occasionally, but every single day. The world outside is a reflection of the world within. If the inner is scattered, the outer will always remain chaotic. But if you bring order, true discipline to your inner world, then whatever you seek will begin to seek you. And so in this teaching we walk a path of 10 quiet forces, 10 daily disciplines, 10 non-negotiables, not to impress the world, but to express your highest self through it. We begin where all mastery begins, with the breath. Master your breath. Breath is the most fundamental and constant companion of our existence. From the moment we are born to the moment we leave this world, breath is with us, quiet, rhythmic, and often unnoticed. And yet this subtle process holds the power to reshape not only our physical health, but also our emotional state, our focus, and our spiritual awareness. To master your breath is to master your internal world. When we speak of mastering the breath, it is not simply about breathing deeply or slowly. It is about becoming aware of the breath. Most people go through their days locked in unconscious breathing patterns, reacting to stress, emotions, or distraction, without even realizing that their breath has become shallow, erratic, or tense. Shallow breath fuels anxiety, clouds judgment, and disconnects us from the present. On the other hand, conscious breath creates a state of inner calm, stability, and presence. It connects mind and body into harmony. Begin each day by meeting your breath. Before you speak to anyone, before you check your phone or step out of bed, place your awareness on your inhale and exhale. Feel the air moving through your nose, filling your lungs, and slowly exiting. The breath is a teacher. It mirrors your state of being. When you are nervous, it speeds up. When you are calm, it flows smoothly. By learning to consciously guide your breath, you learn to shift your internal state. Try this. Inhale slowly for 4 counts. Hold for 4 counts. Exhale for 4 counts. Hold for 4 counts. Repeat. This simple square breath technique restores balance to your nervous system. With regular practice, it becomes a tool you can use in any situation, before a difficult conversation, during stress, or to reset after a long day. The breath is always there, waiting to support you, waiting to return you to yourself. Breathing with awareness trains you to be present. Every inhale becomes a reminder, I am here. Every exhale becomes a release. Let go. As you deepen this practice, you'll find that your breath becomes longer, deeper, and more effortless. Your mind quiets, your body softens, energy flows. The breath becomes not just a function, but a bridge between body and mind, inner and outer, stillness and action. Moreover, breathwork strengthens your discipline. It's easy to disregard what is subtle, but the path of mastery lies in subtlety. Working on your breath is like tuning the strings of an instrument. When tuned well, the whole melody of life becomes harmonious. If left untuned, the discord within ripples outward into your behavior, your relationships, your results. Martial artists, monks, athletes, yogis, those who operate with refined awareness understand this deeply. Their movements are synchronized with breath. Every motion is powered by controlled inhale and focused exhale. Why? Because breath directs energy, and energy, when guided intentionally, becomes unstoppable force. Mastering your breath also trains your ability to endure discomfort. When you feel emotional pain, anxiety or physical tension, your breath tends to constrict. You want to escape, but if you breathe into that discomfort instead of fleeing it, you begin to change your relationship with pain. You learn to sit through it. You learn that peace is not the absence of pressure, but the presence of steadiness. Throughout the day, make it a practice to return to your breath, not just in meditation, but while walking, waiting, listening, even eating. Let the breath become your inner metronome. Steady, calm, present. You will begin to see how moments slow down, how you become less reactive and more aware, how your decisions improve, how your energy lasts longer. Your breath is your baseline. Before you speak, breathe. Before you decide, breathe. Before you react, breathe. This simple discipline rewires your nervous system. It breaks automatic patterns. It makes you sovereign over yourself. So work on it. Every day, quietly, diligently, with awareness. Control your thoughts. Your thoughts shape your perception, and your perception shapes your reality. Every action you take, every emotion you feel, every decision you make is influenced, if not entirely governed, by your thinking. To control your thoughts is not to suppress them. It is to see them clearly, to direct them intentionally, and to liberate yourself from the chains of unconscious repetition. Thoughts arise constantly. That is their nature. You are not responsible for every thought that appears, but you are responsible for which ones you choose to feed. Most people are not thinking. They are being thought by their mind. They believe every thought that crosses their awareness. They react to it. They get entangled in stories, and over time, they identify with them. I am not good enough. Things never work out for me. I can't change. These are not truths. These are repeated thoughts, and repetition creates belief. The first step to controlling your thoughts is to become the observer. Step back from the stream of thinking. Watch it. Notice the patterns. Are your thoughts constructive or destructive? Are they empowering or limiting? Just as you wouldn't let weeds grow freely in a garden, you must not let harmful thoughts grow unchecked in your mind. You can start small. Set aside 5 minutes in your day. Sit in stillness. Let thoughts come. But instead of following them, label them. Worry, planning, doubt, daydream. This labeling trains your awareness to recognize thoughts as events, not as commands. They are clouds. You are the sky. Once you build this observer muscle, the next step is redirection. If a thought of self-doubt appears, replace it with a thought of courage. If a thought of fear arises, invite a thought of preparation. It's not about blind positivity. It's about conscious construction. Your mind is a tool. Would you leave a sword rusting in the rain, or would you sharpen it every day? Reading, journaling, reflecting. These are practices that support mental mastery. They help you organize your thoughts, challenge your assumptions, and install better mental script. Just as physical training builds muscles, mental training builds resilience and clarity. Each time you redirect a negative spiral, you pause before reacting. Each time you replace a complaint with a solution, you are training. Control of thoughts also leads to emotional mastery. Emotions are often reactions to thought. Think about a past failure long enough and you'll feel regret. Think about a future worry and you'll feel anxiety. But if you shift the thought, perhaps to a lesson learned, or to the strength you've built since your emotional state shifts with it. The mind is the driver. The emotions are the passengers. If the driver is erratic, the ride becomes chaotic. Let your thoughts be rooted in clarity. Let them serve your mission, not distract from it. Ask yourself throughout the day, is this thought useful? Is it true? Is it necessary? If not, release it. Do not fight with it. Just let it go like a leaf drifting downstream. The mind that is mastered does not chatter. It listens. It does not rush. It reflects. It is not reactive. It is responsive. You cannot force this state overnight, but you can build it one thought at a time. And so each day work on your thoughts, not with force, but with presence, not with judgment, but with awareness. Let your thoughts become your ally. Let your mind become your servant, not your master. Train your body. The body is the home of your experience. It is the temple through which you move, breathe, think, and feel. To neglect this temple is to weaken the very structure that supports your mind and spirit. When you train your body daily, you are not just exercising muscle, you are practicing discipline, presence, and self-respect in physical form. Most people wait until their body demands attention through pain, fatigue, or illness before they consider its needs. But mastery requires foresight. When you train your body, you don't do it just for strength or appearance. You do it to become resilient. You do it to build a body that can carry out your intentions without resistance. A strong mind cannot express itself fully through a weak vessel. Training your body begins with awareness. Notice how you sit, how you walk, how you breathe. Are your shoulders slumped? Is your back curved? Is your breath shallow? These small cues speak volumes about your energy, confidence, and presence. Posture is not just physical, it reflects your internal state. Stand tall, and your mind will start to follow. Movement must be deliberate. Whether it is walking, stretching, martial arts, yoga, calisthenics, or lifting weights, the type of movement matters less than the mindfulness behind it. Move with focus. When you stretch, stretch with breath. When you lift, lift with presence. When you run, let your feet teach you rhythm and your heart teach you endurance. Don't just chase fatigue, chase form, balance, and control. Training the body is also training your ability to stay in discomfort. The burning in your legs during a squat, the trembling arms in a push-up, the heat rising in your lungs as you sprint. These are not punishments. They are invitations to grow. Every time you stay a little longer, hold a little stronger, push one step further, you are building not just muscle, but character. Discipline forged in the body reflects in the mind. When your alarm rings and you rise without hesitation, when you train even on days you feel tired, when you choose effort over excuses, you are shaping your identity. The identity of someone who follows through, someone who can trust themselves. The value of that carries far beyond the gym or training ground. Nutrition is part of this training. What you put into your body determines the quality of your energy. Food is not just fuel, it is information. It affects your mood, your clarity, your sleep. Train your body by feeding it cleanly. Whole foods, hydration, simplicity. Not as a trend, but as a respect to the vehicle that moves you through life. Rest is also part of training. Just as the muscle grows in stillness after stress, so too must you learn to recover. Sleep deeply, breathe fully, let the body repair what effort has broken down. Overtraining is not discipline, it is imbalance. Harmony is the goal, not extremes. Training the body also enhances your presence. A sluggish body pulls the mind down. A sharp, awakened body allows the mind to rise. When your body is strong, your posture radiates confidence. Your steps become grounded. Your movements precise. People feel your energy before you even speak. Age, size, or ability does not matter. What matters is consistency, daily attention. You do not need hours. Start with 10 minutes, but let those minutes be pure, focused, and repeated without fail. It is not the intensity of a single session that transforms you. It is the daily repetition of intentional effort. The body also stores emotions. Trauma, stress, anger, they live in the tissues, in the tight shoulders, in the stiff hips, in the clenched jaw. Training is a way of releasing those locked emotions. As you open the body, you begin to open the heart. Movement becomes medicine. Train to become light, not just heavy. Agile, not just tough. Strong, not just big. Balance your strength with softness. Balance your effort with awareness. Let every movement be a reflection of your inner discipline and respect for the life force flowing through you. This body is not yours forever. It will age. It will weaken. But until that time, it is your responsibility to honor it through effort, care, and presence. Each day you move it with intention. You align more deeply with life itself. Strengthen your discipline. Discipline is the inner flame that keeps burning. When motivation fades, it is the silent promise you make to yourself and keep. Discipline does not shout. It does not boast. It simply acts again and again until the task becomes the identity and the effort becomes the norm. To strengthen discipline is to strengthen your relationship with commitment. Means doing what must be done, even when you don't feel like it. Especially when you don't feel like it. Feelings come and go, but discipline stands firm like a mountain. It creates structure where chaos wants to creep in. It builds bridges between who you are and who you want to become. Discipline starts with small choices. Waking up when you said you would. Not snoozing the alarm. Completing the workout you promised yourself. Finishing the work, even if no one is watching. Each of these moments is a vote for the kind of person you wish to be. And every time you honor that promise, the flame of discipline grows stronger. But discipline is not harsh. It is not about punishing yourself or grinding endlessly. True discipline is intelligent. It listens to your body, it adapts. It knows the difference between laziness and necessary rest. It knows when to push and when to pause. That wisdom comes from observation and honesty, not from ego. Most people confuse discipline with rigidity, but discipline is freedom. The disciplined person does not need to argue with themselves every morning. Their actions are aligned. Their choices are clear. There is peace in that. Peace in knowing that your life is moving in the direction you've chosen, not by chance, but by design. Discipline also protects your energy. Every time you hesitate, every time you negotiate with yourself, you burn mental fuel. But when you have decided in advance, this is what I do, then action flows effortlessly. Decision fatigue vanishes. There is clarity, simplicity, strength. You can train discipline the same way you train a muscle. Start with something small, something you can control daily. Maybe it's drinking a glass of water every morning. Maybe it's writing for 10 minutes. Maybe it's silence before sleep. Whatever it is, repeat it. Every day, without what it. Let that become your baseline. Then build on. The key is to set the bar low enough to be achievable, but high enough to require effort. That effort is where transformation begins. Over time, you raise the bar, not because you must, but because you can, because your identity has shifted. You are no longer someone trying to be disciplined. You are someone who is disciplined. Discipline also builds self-trust. Every promise kept is a message to yourself. I can rely on me. And every promise broken is a crack in that trust. When you say, I'll do it tomorrow, and you don't, you weaken your internal foundation. But when you act despite resistance, even in small ways, you reinforce your integrity, and that integrity becomes unshakable. There will be resistance. You will face days when your mind screams for comfort, when excuses feel justified, when the easier path seems tempting. But those are the moments that define you. Not the easy days, but the hard ones. That's where discipline is sharpened on the edge of discomfort. You may not see the results immediately, but results are not the goal. Consistency is. Let the act be enough. Let the doing be the reward. When you detach from outcome and focus on process, discipline becomes sustainable. Surroundings matter. Discipline is harder in chaos. Structure your environment to support your habits. Put your tools in place. Remove distractions. Make it easier to follow through. The disciplined life is one of simplicity. Fewer choices, clearer boundaries, deeper focus. Your discipline inspires others, not by words, but by your way of being. Your consistency speaks louder than any advice. Your actions reflect your inner order. And in a world full of noise, that quiet strength becomes magnetic. Observe your emotions. Your emotions are not random. They are messengers, signals, movements of energy that reveal something deeper about what you think, what you value, and what you feel. To observe your emotions is not to suppress them, nor is it to be overwhelmed by them. It is to stand in the middle of the storm and simply see what is happening, without judgment, without resistance, without escape. Most people run from their emotion. They label anger as bad, sadness as weakness, fear as failure. In doing so, they miss the wisdom hidden beneath those waves. Every emotion contains insight. Anger may reveal a boundary crossed. Sadness might show what you care deeply about. Fear might point toward your next area of growth. But you cannot learn from emotion if you refuse to face it. That's why daily observation is a practice of strength, not softness. When you feel triggered, pause, breathe. Before reacting, notice the sensation in your body. Is your chest tight? Is your jaw clenched? Are your hands cold? Emotions first manifest physically. They leave traces in posture, in breath, in tone. Learn to track these patterns. The body speaks before the mind catches up. This awareness allows you to create space between feeling and action. In that space, freedom begins. Do not rush to name every emotion. Sometimes we mislabel them. What you call anger may actually be shame. What you call anxiety may be unprocessed grief. Stay present with the feeling long enough for it to reveal its true shape. Sit with it. Let it speak. Ask yourself, what is this feeling here to show me? Not in a mental way, but through quiet observation. The more you observe, the more you see how emotions rise and fall like waves. No emotion lasts forever. They come, they peak, they pass. But when you attach to them, when you identify with them, they linger. You say, I am sad, instead of I feel sadness. That small shift changes everything. You become the sky, not the weather. You are the witness, not the storm. Daily emotional observation builds emotional resilience. You no longer fear feeling. You understand that you can be with any emotion without being consumed by it. This inner steadiness makes you powerful. When others are reactive, you are calm. When chaos arises, you remain centered. This doesn't mean you suppress emotion. It means you channel it wisely. Emotion becomes energy in motion, used, not wasted. It is easy to be kind when you feel good. It is harder to remain kind when you are hurting, but that is where your real practice begins. Can you stay open in discomfort? Can you soften your breath when tension rises? Can you hold space for your own sadness without demanding it leave? This is mastery, not through force, but through presence. Reflection helps refine this skill. At the end of each day, look back and ask, when did I react? What emotion led me? Was I aware or on autopilot? What did I learn about myself? This self-inquiry is not to judge. It is to understand. The better you understand your inner world, the more gracefully you move through the outer one. You must also recognize that emotions are contagious. Your inner state affects the room you enter, the people you speak to, the energy you radiate. When you are unaware of your emotions, you project them. When you are aware, you transform them. Anger becomes assertion, fear becomes caution, sadness becomes depth, joy becomes service. To observe emotions daily is to become emotionally intelligent, not through theory, but through embodiment. You develop empathy not because you are told to, but because you have felt deep. You recognize pain in others, because you have met it within yourself. You know when to speak, and when to remain silent, when to hold someone, and when to let them be. Emotional observation is not about controlling what you feel. It is about becoming responsible for how you respond. And responsibility is not a burden. It is power. It is the ability to shape your internal world so that your external actions are rooted in clarity, not confusion. Refine your words. Words are vibrations. They carry weight, direction, and influence. Once spoken, they do not disappear. They echo. They impact the speaker, the listener, and the space between. To refine your words is to refine your consciousness. Every day, you are given countless opportunities to speak. But how often do you pause to consider why you are speaking, what you are saying, and how you are saying it? Your words are a reflection of your thoughts. Chaotic mind, chaotic speech. Clear mind, clear speech. Begin by becoming aware of the quality of your internal dialogue. What are you telling yourself each day? Are your thoughts encouraging or defeating? Are your words building a future or repeating a past? When you refine your self-talk, your outer speech begins to align. Silence is a teacher. Before you speak, pause, ask. Is it necessary? Is it true? Is it kind? This short pause filters noise from wisdom. Not every thought deserves to become speech. Not every opinion needs to be expressed. Words spoken in haste often carry the weight of regret. Words spoken with care often carry the power of healing. Refining speech is not about being soft. It is about being precise. Precision requires restraint. It requires listening more than you speak. Listening not just to reply, but to understand. When you listen fully, your words become sharper, more relevant, more impactful. You do not waste breath proving a point. You speak only when it serves clarity, connection, or purpose. Every word has an intention behind it. Some words uplift, some divide, some confuse, some clarify. Begin noticing the energy of your words. When you complain, notice how your body contracts. When you express gratitude, feel how your chest expands. Words carry emotional charge. They shape the emotional climate of your day, your relationships, your environment. Language is a tool. Just like any tool, it can be used to build or to break. Gossip, sarcasm, criticism, these are dull blades. They may seem clever in the moment, but they leave wounds. Encouragement, truth, clarity, these are refined tools. They may be fewer in number, but they cut through confusion and build connection. Refining your words also means taking responsibility for what you say. If you make a promise, honor it. If you speak harshly, own it. If you miscommunicate, clarify. Words are agreements, each one is a contract. The more you honor your words, the more trust you build, both with others and within yourself. Observe your tone. The same sentence can carry warmth or aggression, sincerity or sarcasm, depending on tone. Refined speech includes not only what you say, but how you say it. Are your words aligned with your posture, your eyes, your energy? When there is alignment, people feel truth. When there is dissonance, even the right words fall flat. Practice speaking less. Let your words have weight. If you speak all the time, your words become background noise. But when you speak selectively, your words land with power. Others listen, not because you speak loudly, but because you speak clearly. Written words matter too. Messages, emails, posts, these are extensions of your presence. Ask yourself, does this reflect my highest intention? Don't use words to escape confrontation or inflate the ego. Use them to express truth, guide focus and deepen connection. Your voice is a powerful instrument. Daily refinement turns it into a precise tool for clarity, leadership and presence. Words used wisely become expressions of inner stillness. Words used carelessly become distractions. Refine daily, not to impress, but to express with integrity. Protect your focus. Your focus is your life force. Wherever your attention goes, your energy follows. In a world designed to distract, your ability to protect and direct your focus becomes a rare and powerful discipline. Each time you shift your attention aimlessly, you dilute your inner strength. Focus is not only about avoiding distraction, it is about becoming intentional with every moment. Begin your day by deciding what matters most. Guard that priority like a sacred space. Close unnecessary tabs, silence notifications, clear your physical and mental environment. Focus is a muscle, train it daily. Practice deep work without interruption and give full presence to simple tasks. The more you train your mind to stay, the more power you build internally. Your ability to concentrate becomes the foundation for clarity, creativity, and execution. Distraction may offer temporary comfort, but focus builds lasting transformation. Protect it like a warrior guards the gate. Practice daily gratitude. Gratitude is not a feeling you wait for, it is a perspective you choose. Each day, no matter how ordinary or difficult, carries something to appreciate. The breath in your lungs, the lessons in your struggle, the chance to begin again. Gratitude shifts your mind from lack to abundance, from complaint to awareness. It anchors you in the present and opens your heart to life. Begin your morning or end your nights by naming what you're thankful for, silently or in writing. Let it be simple. Let it be sincere. Over time, you train your mind to see beauty in the unnoticed. Gratitude is strength. It dissolves resentment, softens anxiety, and grounds you in truth. It reminds you that even amidst challenge, there is something worth honoring. The more you practice it, the more it shapes your reality. Embrace inner silence. Silence is not the absence of sound. It is the presence of depth. In a noisy world filled with constant stimulation, inner silence becomes a sacred refuge. It is where your mind settles, your breath slows, your awareness expands. In silence, clarity arises, answers surface, wounds begin to heal. Practicing silence daily through meditation, stillness, or mindful pause helps you access a space untouched by thought or emotion. It reveals the quiet wisdom beneath your surface reactions. You do not need hours, A few minutes of deep silence can restore what chaos has scattered. Let your inner world become still, not as an escape, but as a return to your center. In silence, you remember who you are beneath all roles and noise. Every day, life gives you a new chance, a new canvas, a new mirror, a new test. And on that canvas, you have 10 sacred brushes. Your breath, your anchor in chaos. Your thoughts, the architects of your reality. Your body, the vehicle of your purpose. Your discipline, the thread that holds it all together. Your emotions, the hidden language of your being. Your words, the spells you cast into the world. Your focus, the lens that sharpens your path. Your environment, the reflection of your inner order. Your gratitude, the opening of your heart. And your silence, the door to your deepest truth. These 10 are not habits, they are not techniques, they are ways of being. And when practiced daily, without rush or force, they become your foundation. You begin to walk differently, you speak differently. You show up, not as someone seeking control, but as someone who has earned it, through patience, presence, and practice. The work is not loud, it is not dramatic, it is quiet, it is consistent, it is daily, and in the stillness of that daily effort, you will hear it, the sound of your true self returning home. In the silence, you don't find more noise, you find yourself. Stay consistent, stay present, and return to the path again and again.